I ain't gonna lie. I almost think that even though it was a big move, him coming from like death row and going to, with all the controversy, mind you, him shooting from death row, going to No Limit, he went from one big boss to the next big boss. I don't think his legacy, I don't think it put a dent in his legacy, I should say. Snoop Dogg is always gonna be Snoop Dogg. He's always gonna be Snoop Doggy Dogg to me because, you know, anybody who cares and pays attention, we already know when he was on death row with Snoop Doggy Dogg. Whatever happened, when he jumped on No Limit, that label, he was Snoop Dogg. Snoop Doggy Dogg was the guy I grew up on. He was the controversial guy, you know, quick 2 seconds, Doggy Style is a classic. Bottom line, turned me on to Snoop, turned me on to a lot of the West Coast stuff. That'll never drop from my top 5 greatest albums of all time. For me. Fast forward, when he got to No Limit and people were saying that it might have tarnished his legacy or it may have put a dent in his, you know, in his swag or it made it stain his resume. I don't think it did that. Like, by then Snoop was Snoop, and him taking that venture with No Limit, to me, put him back on the map in later years because, you know, he had a few albums on death row and the hits just kept coming.